Edmonton XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the new drug is we're one day shy of a hot weekend. Frangie Hayes Carline, Dylan Denmark is here, filling in for JJ LaSelva. Hayes, I'm a pretty good athlete.
Yeah, it's you're very graceful.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I
just
look at
got
myself as
another
very,
example of that.
Very athletic sort.
Yeah.
I do. So here's what happened. Our friend Max is like an expert fisherman. Did you know that?
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, the word
Max and Travis Hunter.
Max is supposed to be this great, really, and so I've never fly fished. I've got a buddy of mine that's a fly fisherman. So I said, Max, I was just I think we may be going to Montana at some point this summer to send me.
Oh, nice.
And so I was asking Max about fly fishing, and he was kind of taking me through some of you were impressed. I saw you.
Oh, yeah.
He says he ties his own flies. I don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I don't really know what fly fishing is, other than you wear cool waders and it sounds neat. And so he's telling me kind of how you do it and what you do and what you do. And right about then, I was preparing to say, I mean, it almost came out of my mouth. Max, I'm a pretty good athlete. Does that help at all? And right about when I was about to say that, just was coming out of my mouth, I knocked over the Diet Coke on all the legal pads, on all the equipment, and that's what I did. And so,
yeah, this mouse is going to be nice and sticky.
yes, it is. So right at the moment, I knocked over the Diet Coke. So I'm thinking, do I still tell everybody that I was going to stay the very arrogant, I'm a good athlete line, which I was trying to say jokingly, but it would have come out perfectly, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I still came clean. So there's that.
Yeah, I think your momentum for that joke was stifled by the three of us breaking into hysterical laughter
As I'm
Max,
scrambling
Dylan,
around
and
I'm scrambling around with paper towels.
If you're wondering why we have paper towels on the desk, it is because of this cleanup.
Oh my God!
And it was a soaker.
I tell you, it was all in.
Yeah,
it was.
I'm surprised you have that much left of your drink.
Oh, the great place in the world to be a dork. So there you go. So, but anyway,
that'll be fun. You should watch the movie A River Runs Through It with Brad Pitt and Robert Redford, I think, directed it.
Is there fly fishing in there?
There is. I think it's all about fly fishing. I mean,
why would you even know that? Why? I mean, you're not a fisherman. Why would you know that's about fly fishing?
Because I think I never saw the movie, but I remember it was like, it was critically acclaimed. It was I think it's more of a story, I think, about like a dad and the son's relationship or something like that, but because of the unique setting of it being like a fly fishing backdrop kind of movie.
Gotcha.
I remember it. But anyway, so yeah. So I mean, that's just a suggestion. I've never seen the movie. It might be terrible. But it might at least give you an idea.
I want to wear the high boot wader things and walk in the water. That's kind of what I want to do. Because that looks good. Then you look rugged.
Well, and
I just want to go there and just get a picture taken.
Yeah.
Maybe don't shave for a few days and look rugged. If I can just pull off the look rugged, then it's a kind of successful trip.
So are you're going fly fishing? Will Suzanne go?
She actually says she will. Again, I've never done this. Okay?
Yeah.
But I think, and I've asked some of my buddies about it, but I think we're going to Montana because she's been dying to go to a couple of haunts in Montana. And if we do, rugged guy like me, rugged outdoorsman like me, I should be fly fishing.
My advice would be to invest in like a guide who can kind of take you to the honey hole and kind of show you sort of the way to do it. Because, otherwise my fear is that you might be coming back with no fish.
Well, my fear is if I do what you said, then I got to be serious about it. I just want to go take the picture and look like a rugged fisherman and come back.
You go.
So there's that. The guide thing would mess that up.
Yeah.
It's all about image, I'm telling you.
I will say this. I think for fly fishing, and Max would be more of an expert, but, you always have a fairly low probability in fishing.
Yeah.
I think with fly fishing, it's even more so.
Yeah. I would imagine, being that I've barely ever fished in my life, my probability is probably low.
Yeah. What even is that? Salmon?
Yeah.
What are you trying? Trout? I guess
idea.
it's trout,
It's
right?
trout.
Yeah. I think the trout are going to be okay.
Right about now.
In Montana.
Right about now, Kevin Favor and Jeff Logman are driving off the road thinking I'm never listening again.
And I don't blame them.
And I don't either. A lot to get to today on the program. Glad you're with us on a Friday. The next time you speak with us, we will have watched the Jaguars on the field, which is kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing Trevor throw to Travis Hunter. I think that's probably first, second, and third for me. So I'm looking forward to watching the whole Jaguar group together. That'll be on Monday. So we'll certainly tell you more about that on Monday's show. But we'll give you an idea today what we might be looking for. I think it'll be kind of fun.
It's funny you mentioned fly fishing in the Jaguars. Here's my suggestion for next year's schedule release video. It should just be you fly fishing and then pulling out opponents.
That would be fantastic.
How about that?
You know what? Or maybe
you're welcome.
Travis and me. You know?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the star value.
Yeah.
You got Travis Hunter and me.
Yeah.
Both pulling out the fish. Oh my goodness.
There
you know
you
what?
go.
I've always said you have executive producer in your blood.
I try. I just do what I can.
Spielberg, Carline.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Movie makers. There's that. A lot to talk about today on the program. We're going to get that kind of preview a little bit of the what we expect to see from the Jags. We'll talk a little bit about the PGA. Is my guy doing a little better, right?
Yeah, Rory's actually playing pretty well right now. He's made some great putts so far. So, seems to be very much in control. Scheffler as well. Schauffele is the only one in this group that's struggling. He's got some work to make the cut. He's at 3 over, and it looks like the cut will be at 1 or 2. But Scheffler's playing really well. He's already gotten it to 4 under, so he's 2 under for today. Yeah. And Rory's not out of the woods, but he's playing so well so far that
he might be all right.
He should be fine. If he continues playing like he's playing, he'll end up shooting 67
what did
today.
DeChambeau went off in the morning. What did he do?
He shot 68, bogeyed the last, but
so he played well.
But
too.
it was a very impressive round for Bryson DeChambeau. I
didn't need to hear that.
Yeah, and so I thought, and again, even on his final hole, he played the back 9 first, so he finished on 9 and really hit a great drive that just got really penalized on a bad lie and ended up making bogey. But for the most part, all the stars are today. The main guys, certainly the main guys for our bet. Yeah, all are playing well today.
DeChambeau's at 3 under. Scheffler's at 4 under. My guy's at even or 1 over. So
if he just birdied, then Rory would be even. All right, so we'll check it.
Meanwhile, Johnny Vegas leads the pack. He is
Rory is even. So Rory's 3 under through 8. Yeah, so he's tearing it
today,
up.
So. Johnny Vegas leads the pack. He's at -8. Alex Smalley right behind him at 7. And then a number after Max Homa, by the way, playing well.
That was great to see. 7 under.
Yeah, he is 7 under today. So, back to back, 73, then a 64 for him today. So we'll continue to update you on guys as they continue to play as we are on the air today. We'll talk a little bit about that. Talk some Jags football coming up in a bit. Some college basketball. I got a thought or two about that coming up as well on the program today. It's gonna be hot, by the way. It's hot weekend. Did you realize it's gonna be like 98 tomorrow?
It does feel like it's jumped really quickly. It'll be very warm, but it'll be nice.
I complain about the cold.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like the way I look at it, if you get us to mid-May before it's scalding hot, I can live with that.
Right.
That's 4 months. Because once you get to middle of September, it'll start to back off a little bit. So, look, you live in a paradise, and that's going to mean that you're going to have 4 months of really hot weather, but it was nice being out there today, and it'll be fun being out there Monday. Hopefully, we'll have some good weather Monday for the OTA, and get our first impressions on some of these veterans that they've brought in, and it'll be good to see guys. I always like seeing the veterans that have been here for a while, but just seeing if you can tell any sort of body gains or anything different in their physicality in terms of the linemen. I'm scheduled to talk with Tyson Campbell after practice on Monday. It'll be interesting seeing Tyson and getting some information from him on how his offseason went, and physically where he's at.
Yeah, so
I think he's still a really important player here. I mean, he's sort of, because of the injury last year, has sort of dropped off. He signed the big deal, then kind of had a frustrating season last year. But again, the further you get removed from last season, I mean, it's almost every day you hear a different story about how bad the coaching staff was. And so, I do think for all the players, I think there is a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Now, again, Tyson was injured, but he's somebody that, if he can stay healthy, I think Tyson Campbell still absolutely can be a top 8 corner in this league.
I do too. He's physical, and he's got the traits are there. For sure. So, all right, a lot of things to talk about today on the program. I want to talk about college football, Coach. By the way, my good friend Lauren Nimnick-Dozier just weighed in. She doesn't. I can just tell by her emojis she doesn't like my chances as an expert fly fisherman. Does that surprise you?
It does not, because my understanding is that it's like the hardest form of fishing.
Yeah.
So now maybe look. I mean, we've heard of beginner's luck before. Maybe you'll
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't even know what the limit is for, you know.
Yeah, her husband.
It's probably like 2 trout and you're done.
Her husband, Paul Dozier's like the fishing expert.
Okay.
And I'm not going to talk to Lauren because Paul's way nicer. So I'm going to talk to Paul. So I'm going to talk to Paul and let him coach me a little bit on all that when my fly fishing career begins. When I
this
embark.
could be the start of something special.
No telling where that thing's headed. There's no telling at all. Speaking of, by the way, of outdoor activities, it's going to be 98 tomorrow, and our tee time's 12:53. How'd we do? Is that a good idea?
Drink water.
Drink water, or
Start drinking water,
or don't play. One or the other,
don't play.
or both. Drink water and don't play.
Yeah.
So all that. I got a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to get to college coaching for a bit. And I say college coaching, the great coaches. Nick Saban's out now. Kirby Smart, where are they headed? Dabo, where are they headed? Bill Belichick's back in the game. Does he affect the game at all? I mean, how will he be as a that's what we haven't talked. We've talked about the girlfriend and we haven't talked about how he will do as a college coach. So coaching is changed so much. So I want to get to that a little bit.
ESPN actually did they ranked the top coaches in college football. They published it today, and they took their 12 college football writers and had them vote.
Okay.
And so the results were interesting.
I'll be interested to look at that. So we'll certainly talk a little bit about that. College baseball, the Gators are playing better than anybody in the country, but got a terrible an injury blow. I don't know if you followed the story or not. But
I saw it on Twitter last night, and it's in headlines. But yeah, so it was obviously they were down 5-0, getting an incredible win over a ranked Alabama team. But how costly was the victory?
It was his. I'll say this about the Gator baseball team. If you follow baseball, if I say this, they have lost more players than I can ever remember. I mean, ever remember a good team losing. They have lost Kyle Jones, their leadoff batter, Cade Curlin, the second baseman, who would have hit third or fifth, Colby Shelton, the shortstop, who was hitting third and hitting .377, and now they've lost Luke Heyman, their catcher. He hit 13 home runs, which is a bunch in college, 44 RBIs, hitting .301. His fielding percentage is like 98. He's the leader. He handles that pitching staff. That's the one they couldn't lose, and he broke his arm. Got hit in the forearm with a fastball. Broke his arm, gone for the year. That was a terrible loss for them, and they are really playing well right now. They're beating everybody. I mean, it doesn't matter where the other team's ranked. They're 14-14 in the league. It's
incredible.
They started 1-11. They're now 14-14, which means in that league they're 13-3. And by the way, well, maybe they got an easy schedule. No, other than Missouri, everybody's good in the league. So anybody you beat. But they're 13-3 in those last games.
I mean, they're now, from an RPI standpoint, I think 10th.
They're probably
the conversation now is not will Florida get into the tournament.
Yeah.
They might host.
Well, here's the thing. They went from out of the tournament to maybe in the tournament to in the tournament. I think now probably hosting, and be careful. They run through that SEC tournament. They might be a national seed. Yeah, the top 8 are the national seeds. Those are the teams that never leave until Omaha. And I saw something. I can tell you this. I saw this yesterday. The latest the mock the
RPI.
The bracket.
Like a bracketology.
Yeah, bracketology thing. And they had them. They've got them now the number 2. They got them the number 2 seed in Raleigh against NC State. How'd you like to be NC State? You've had this great year, and the ACC is really good now. But you've had this great year. You're having the year of all years. This is going to be your year. You're going to be a national seed, which means you have a regional and a super regional, and you look up and Florida's in your bracket.
Yeah.
The hottest team in the
And just to give you an idea on that, the RPI numbers, NC State currently 25th.
Yeah.
Florida is 11th.
How would you like to be that?
Florida's ahead of Florida State.
Yeah, but how would you – right. So
Florida State's 12th in the RPI.
How would you like to be NC State? You're all excited. You're the number 1 seed.
Right.
And here comes the number 2 seed, the Gators.
Who's 14 spots ahead, or at least as of today.
Yeah, and so,
which is significant. I mean,
Oklahoma,
if you're 14 spots ahead of somebody in the RPI,
right? Yeah.
The metrics at least think you're significantly better,
and you're going to be behind. But I will tell you this.
So, do these injuries sink them?
The Heyman one could hurt them badly. Shelton could come back. They've played without Jones and Curlin all year. Coppola, the left-handed pitcher, is now able to pitch a little bit. But the Heyman thing, he was batting third. He was the 3-hole hitter.
Is it common for a pitch to break your arm?
I've seen it break hands before. I've never seen a forearm break.
Because you got to think his forearm is probably I mean, he's probably a big guy.
He's about 6'2", 230.
You got to think there's some muscle body armor there.
It was really weird to get hit in the forearm with a pitch and it broke it. I've seen it with the hand.
Could it just be like a couple weeks and he's back?
They announced out for the year right after. I mean, I was watching the game and they announced right after that, you saw him in the dugout with a cast. He already had a cast.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a cast
Must
on.
have just hit the perfect spot.
And they announced right after the game, gone for the year.
Wow.
And that's
awful.
That's one. I wouldn't be surprised if it's hard to come back from that one. Of all the other ones they've come back from, so we'll talk about.
But even if they were to lose out, I mean, what a spectacular rally that they've put on, and at least they're going to get into the postseason and not have the distinction of being the worst team he's ever fielded.
Yeah, and they won't lose out. They still they're playing really well. But I'm talking about. I mean, I think he doesn't get hurt. Shelton comes back. I mean, maybe a deep run like last year the last 2 years they finished among the top 4 in the country in the College World Series. So a lot of things to talk about. So we want to get to some stuff. I'm going to start with Jaguars though. After the break, what Jaguars will you watch? What do you want when you see the full team together on Monday? What are you looking for? That's how we'll start the program. Pete Prisco checks in at 5 o'clock. We'll ask him the same question. We'll talk college football coaching and a whole lot more. We'll update you on the PGA. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Get a Gator baseball chomp on 1010XL.
The Gators try to make a meal out of the Crimson Tide. Florida, Alabama. Tonight at 6:30 and tomorrow at 4 on 1010 AM.
Are you ready to step up to luxury?
Check out the power of our exciting 2025 lineup, including the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Visti.
With over 15 electric Cadillacs in stock and more on the way, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and embrace luxury with a twist.
At Randy Marion, there are no tariffs. Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville, and see why our electric lineup turns heads.
Don't miss out. Drive Cadillac, electric or gas. We have both. Plus tax tag title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Plumbing problems, AC not blowing, septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We handle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning all under one roof. That's one call, one company, and one bill that won't give you a heart attack. For fast, reliable, and slightly ducky service, call 904-862-6769 or waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue since 1949. Now, to thank all their loyal customers, Bono's is bringing back their Club 49 card. You can get a $500 gift card for only $350. That's a savings of $150. You can purchase your Club 49 card at any of the Bono's locations around town. And you'll want to get to Bono's soon to get the spring wing deal. You get 6 wings and a side for just $11.99. Head to Bono's, and remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have 2 choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one brand from Maximum Brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beards has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses in fine print. Beards has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beards doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beards Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beards in the St. John's Town Center.
Big Chief Tire offers affordable quality tires for every type of vehicle. Frangie here. Whether you're looking for all-season tires, high-performance options, or something more budget-friendly, Big Chief has the perfect set to keep you rolling. Their expert technicians ensure your tires are installed quickly and safely so you can drive with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and check out their unbeatable tire deals today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
I'm Max Fink on your Gator station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen to the Gator Report all year round.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL.
Go Gators!
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your costs and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
Looking for a fun-filled evening the whole family can enjoy? Discover the thrill of indoor football, a fast-paced, action-packed sport where excitement meets family fun. Check out your hometown Sharks this Saturday, May 17th. Kickoff at 7. Ask about family 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 $10 food vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card, all for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Prosser here, looking for a fun-filled evening that the whole family can enjoy. Our Jacksonville Sharks are back in town this Saturday. Discover the thrill of indoor football. Fast-paced, action-packed sport where excitement beats family fun. This Saturday, May 17th, kickoff 7 o'clock. Ask about our family 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 $10 food vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card. All for only $100. For ticketing, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks!
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
We sure thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. 5 locations currently in the First Coast. The north side, 2 on that west side, the south side. The newest one is in Orange Park. Man, they do a terrific job. Big Chief Tire, whether it's tires, any kind of automotive service, oil changes, brakes, alignments, and, of course, those great tires. They're really good people, too. They've done it for over 60 years. This family has made the tire business work in Jacksonville, and the tire business changes a lot, and it can become very corporate. But if you want to go to a hometown company where you will trust them, and they're Jacksonville folks who want to take care of you, my goodness, you want Big Chief Tire. I'm proud to be a spokesman for Big Chief. Have been for the longest time. Always a Big Chief Tire Friday around here. All right, you're on the field on Monday. You got Jaguar players out there together. What you watching?
I think alignment. I mean, everywhere. I mean, where are these guys lining up, and who is out there first? And you know, when they do take the field for 11 on 11, and so obviously there won't be a lot of contact. We're not going to be able to draw a lot of conclusions there, but you know, certainly a message will be sent one way or another with how these new additions are deployed. obviously Travis Hunter, how much does he do offensively? How much does he do defensively? Because you expect now to see, probably, a healthy amount of offense. And really now the question is just how much do you see him on the defensive side of the ball? And again, seeing like a player like Tootin, like, is he getting 1 or 2 reps as they move on to the next drill, or is he the guy running out there and getting the first carry? I mean, so I think in looking at it, Ransaw at safety, certainly, Milam, looking at that, we've sort of figured Makari is a right guard, but it'd be nice to get confirmation of that by actually seeing him at right guard, when we're out there. So, I think just there's a lot of mystery in how, they will eventually play in week 1. And you can experiment in OTAs, but that is normally when, as a staff, you're already entrenched. When it's year 1, you've got to get everybody up to speed. The opener is closer than, I think in the eyes of the coaches than maybe the fans. And so you've got to have your team ready to play. And so while you can experiment in OTAs, and that might be how Liam Cohen explains decisions if he's asked about, certain guys, in relation to the depth chart. But I would imagine that the cards they show Monday are not experimental cards. They're cards of, we are trying to set a tone and send a message, and this is how we at least look at it today. Obviously, that's going to be very fluid, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of explanation of, well, this is the time of year where you experiment. Yeah. Because when you just got here, you need to build the foundation before you can start experimenting.
Yeah, I will say this. I do think it's a little harder to build the foundation when you're not exactly sure how you're building it. And so it won't look like experimenting, but it'll certainly be trying out some ideas. I will tell you this now. A lot of the media will be able to watch that practice on Monday, but we are asked, and I get it, and I respect them for it. I agree with them, not to talk publicly about how players are deployed. So we won't. I think members of the media that will respect that, and hopefully all of us will. Hope all the folks will. I know I will. I know we will. I think people at this radio station will for sure. I think the media is good about that overall. We're not going to say he lined up at Sam linebacker, he lined up at left guard. That we'll let the Jags tell you that when it's time to tell you that. But we can't tell you how people looked. We certainly can tell you how people looked.
And Liam Cohen may address some of that.
Yeah,
he will be asked, and if he is asked and answers something, and then it's fair game.
Yeah, but having said that, the reason I bring that up is for my purposes, and then again they'll share it when they want to. I am interested to see how people are deployed. One reason a coach won't get into deeply how they're deploying a guy, because it might change. I hate to say Joe Blow's my left guard, and next thing you know he's playing right tackle. Right. I think so. So that, but
I agree with you. You can't form concrete opinions off of it, but I do think it's just the first sign of kind of where they are right now. And that can certainly change.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's got to be first and foremost.
Yeah, where guys are deployed, and for me, that means where they're deployed on the offensive line. How the safeties line up. To your point about that.
Where's Eric Armstead?
Where is Eric?
I think we know he'll be inside. That Liam Cohen's pretty much said.
Yeah,
he was a pretty good defensive tackle when we were going up against him when I was with the Rams.
Yeah.
So,
I got a pretty good.
But still, just again, just confirming what we believe is going to be the case.
Right. But of the deployment, you're right. The defensive tackles for sure. But offensive line, how the second who lines up where on the second team and whatnot. The safeties, how they line up. Linebacker. Again, it's my opinion, and to be clear, I haven't been told this. I'm just telling you my opinion. My opinion is Devin Lloyd's moving to Sam, and my opinion is that the starting weak side linebacker, if they played today, would be Ventrell Miller, who's going to line up next to the Mike linebacker, which will be Foye Oluokun, which is one I think we do know. And I think Jack Kaiser will push Ventrell. That's my opinion on how it'll line up. We'll see if it plays out that way. That's one thing. The other thing I really want to watch is Trevor with those 3 wides. If I keep saying this name, if Dyami Brown is what I think they think he is, I can't wait to watch those 3 guys out there together. News bulletin, Brian Thomas Jr. is going to start. Okay. Second news bulletin, Travis Hunter is going to start. And I think Dyami Brown is the guy they want to put out there with those 2 guys. I can't wait to watch that when they're on, when they're, there'll be a lot of drills, but when they go 11 on 11 or 7 on 7, and there'll be some of that.
Oh yeah.
I want to watch that. I want to watch those three guys, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and De'Ami Brown, where they all line up. That part's very intriguing for me. Or not where how it looks,
right?
How they come out of their breaks, how they combo routes. I think that part's very interesting for me. I'm like you. I want to see Bayshul Tootin. How much does he run with the first guys? What is their plan for him? He's fast. He's also pretty physical, and I want to see. Does ETN when they break the huddle with the ones, is it ETN? When they break the huddle the second time with the ones, is it Bigsby? When they break the huddle with the twos, is it Bigsby? How are they going to do that? I common sense would say, okay, ETN runs with the ones, Bigsby with the twos, and probably Tootin with the threes. I mean, that would be, and with Quinn Allen will be a pass catcher down the road, and Keelan Robinson, we'll see. But that's what you would think. But yeah, I'm very intrigued with that. I just want to watch Trevor throw to these guys. I think that part's going to be really be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And again, it's important to remember it's voluntary. So, some of these guys that we're looking forward to, they're not bound to be there. They should be there because it's a new staff.
And my guess is they will.
My guess is they will. But it will be interesting to see if there are some players that are not there. Because then the other thing to kind of keep an eye on with ETN, with Ezra Cleveland, you have to keep a sharp eye really from this point on in terms of their level of participation in a practice, because those are two players that I think we all believe could certainly be on the trading block. And what will give that away if they're close is those two players are there and not doing anything for risk of injury.
Yeah.
So that is something, again, to kind of be mindful of as we get out there.
It'll be fun to watch. So a lot to talk about and a lot for us to talk about when we talk to you on our Monday program. We'll take a break. When we come back, I want to talk coaches, legendary coaches, newer coaches, the whole bit. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a PGA Championship update on 1010XL, teed up by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 107th PGA Championship. Do you love golf? Turn your passion into a profession. Get started on your PGA career at pga.com/workingolf. Jonathan Vegas took the lead late yesterday. He was out early today, and he's still on top in the second round. A 1 under 70 for Vegas, who double bogeyed the last. He is 8 under overall. Alex Smalley trying to track him down. Smalley was at 7 under before a bogey at 12, so now 6 under, 2 back. Matthew Pavon in the house at 6 under. Top-ranked Scotty Scheffler pushing to 4 under with a birdie at 8, so Scheffler is 4 off the lead. Xander Schauffele, the defending champion, and San Diego native, hoping he doesn't go the way of the famous chicken, out the door. Schauffele is 3 over. That's 2 shots outside the cut line. Rory McIlroy getting it together. 3 under through 8. Now even par for the week. 8 back. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
We are the PGA of America, and since 1916, our PGA of America golf professionals have loved and led this game. Our love for the game drives our coaches to help millions of golfers with their games, our operators to deliver incredible experiences, and our general managers to run any facility and business at the highest level. Our love for the game leads us to play at a high level, impact lives through PGA Reach, and develop your love for the game every day. The PGA of America, we love this game.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When it comes to your utility bill, JEA wants to help you use less so you can save more. We offer a variety of free programs, like efficiency and irrigation assessments that'll teach you ways to conserve energy and water around your home. Our alerts will let you know when your utility usage has reached a set amount, and our rebates can help you save when upgrading to more efficient appliances and equipment. Find even more ways to save at JEA.com.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Come in, Linda. Over.
We got a sea of new vehicles and they're priced so low they're rocking the boat. Come check out our biggest selection of inventory with prices that don't break the bank and our wow ya experience that will ensure smooth sailing for your next car purchase. Plus, take advantage of our peace of mind warranties, transparent pricing to provide you with a peace of mind. You better beat the surge and head to the all-new Beaver Toyota or Chevrolet for the car buying experience you deserve.
Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet. Even my family is obsessed. And with Father's Day right around the corner, why not surprise Dad with his own custom garage workspace? Tool storage, workbenches, the whole works. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes Dad's. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. Visit closetsbydesign.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I don't see how a new air conditioner is going to work out for me.
Well, you like air conditioning, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. But a new air conditioner could be expensive.
Well, not if you...
I mean, to save up the money, I probably have to give up my extra hot skim latte every morning. Now I fall asleep during a staff meeting, get volunteered for the summer picnic committee, and end up sitting in the dunk tank all afternoon getting water up my nose.
Okay, look at it this way. Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing puts in a new AC. We hook you up with affordable financing, and you stay cool and comfortable for just $149 a month. Cool?
Cool. I see it now.
Life can be hard on your budget. If you suffer through the heat because of a broken AC you could totally afford to replace, you could visit.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Join us at Miller Electric May 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. We're on the lookout for talented people, from entry-level to experienced electricians and foremen, security system installation and service technicians, fire alarm system service technicians, and both senior and junior VDV technicians. This is your chance to get hired on the spot. Meet the managers, indulge in delicious food, and snag some awesome giveaways. Don't miss out on this electrifying chance to power up your career. Miller Electric, May 29th, 4 to 7 p.m., 6805 South Point Parkway.
Get tips from PGA pros on Brunch with the Tour with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser. Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation and Apex Roofing and Contracting. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to i9sports.com with summer and fall registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Julington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Cheap Tire Friday on the Frangie Show. Big Cheap Tire. Visit BigCheapService.com.
From the Sometime They're Just Like Us department. Did you see that?
That was a horror show from one of the greatest short game players of all time.
Bill Mickelson, it looked like, took... Dylan, was it 4 shots to get out of that bunker?
I saw 2 whiffs and 1 hit, so he might have whiffed it another time. But at least 3.
2, I mean, look, we've all
He
left...
made a quad on 12.
How about that? Which is
It's a par 4. He put up a snowman.
He made an 8. Wow. We've all...
From the bunker.
Yeah. We've all left one in a bunker before. We've all left 2 in the bunker before, but I've never seen a tour pro of that caliber leave 2 or 3 in the bunker.
This is so, like, typical Mickelson in terms of somehow how schizophrenic his game can be. He had birdied. He was already going to miss the cut. He wasn't in contention to even make the cut. But he did birdie 7, 8, 9, and 11. And he parred 10. So he, going into 12, was 4 under through his last 5. Now, again, he was already like, it was going to be hard for him to make the cut. But how do you birdie 4 of your last 5 holes and then make a quad on 12, which is not one of the more difficult holes at Quail Hollow?
Right.
It's certainly not 9, and it's not the Green Mile. Maybe that was some frustration because he knows, he knew after the second one he was probably too far back. But boy, you almost never see somebody of his talent just fall apart on a hole like that.
Pretty amazing stuff. So we'll continue to update you on the PGA as it continues on during our show today. How will, in your opinion, you love Belichick. You were convinced he would have an NFL job both last year and this year. I was not because, again, I think 2 things. Number one, for whatever reason, teams weren't very interested in him. That was very clear. Beyond that, he's a great coach. He's got great DNA or great resume, I should say. But despite that, his greatest years were with the greatest quarterback who ever played, who went and won without him, and he never won without Brady. All that said, in your opinion, how will he do as the North Carolina football coach?
I mean, I think he's going to do poorly now because I think his life is in disarray. And I just think that for the coach that always harped on no distractions, I mean, he's the biggest distraction in the world of sports right now. I mean, can you imagine what his players at North Carolina are saying about some of the stuff that they've seen? Obviously when the coaches aren't around, I can't imagine that he's commanding a lot of their respect. I mean, you always have to give a coach a modicum of respect. But I would have thought that, he would have had 100 men ready to run through 100 walls for him. I can't imagine that's the case when, he's got his girlfriend walking all over the practice field coming to talk to him about things, which we've seen video of. And so if he can get, I think, the distractions removed from at least the football side of things, I think he can be quite good. But it's hard, based on what I've seen over this last month, to view this as anything other than a man's life falling apart right in front of our eyes.
Well, he couldn't have possibly picked a worse time to do the book. I mean, the whole reason we're all talking about the girlfriend is because she was sitting there when he was doing the book tour and did the CBS This Morning show. I mean, we saw the picture on the beach or whatever, but that would have faded. The CBS This Morning thing brought it all back. And now everybody has the opinion you do. So we'll see. I don't think he's going to do very well because I don't think he's going to be a very good college coach. I think he knows football, but I think most coaches know football these days. It's not like he brings football knowledge that these other coaches don't have. He brings great experience. He certainly is connected with players back in the day. And listen, it's a struggling program. I mean, Mac Brown couldn't get it turned back around.
They were 6-7 last year.
Yeah, it's not a. I don't 6-7 in such a mediocre league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Now let me tell you the schedule, because when you hear this schedule,
Right.
if he can get his life ironed out to where the distractions are at a minimum,
right?
I mean, their schedule, you couldn't draw this one up any better. I mean, North Carolina opens against TCU. They then go to Charlotte. Why is North Carolina playing at Charlotte? That's some bad ADing right there.
Well, even though you'll have most of the fans still.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you do it?
Why would you do that? They then host Richmond. They go to UCF. They then host Clemson. But then it's at Cal, home against Virginia, at Syracuse, home against Stanford, at Wake, home against Duke, at NC State. So if he even has an above average team, they could go 10-2.
Yeah, but you're correct, because it's a miserable, easy schedule.
I mean, that is one of the easiest schedules you'll ever see.
But if they're no good, they're going to go 7-5.
Well, if he goes 7-5 against this, then they should fire him.
All right, so let's look at the legendary coaches for a second. Belichick, I don't think it's going to do well. You're right, because of the schedule. Maybe they do better. I don't know how good their team is, but let's see how we'll see how he does. Saban, does Saban leave as the greatest coach of all time?
In my mind, absolutely.
He's certainly, whether everybody agrees that he's the greatest of all time or not, nobody disagrees that he's in the conversation for the top 2 or 3. Nobody would disagree with that, right? I mean,
I don't know how you could.
You couldn't. I mean, old timers might say Bud Wilkinson, or you might say you could say Bowden or whoever, or Spurrier, guys you love. But if you're really being real, you could say Bear Bryant. Obviously, you could say but the reality is he's probably the greatest coach of all time. All right,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if you handed Nick Saban the Florida State dynasty and allowed him to build it, and if you handed him Florida and the roster that Spurrier had in '90, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Nick Saban would have won more national championships than Bobby Bowden and Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, me too. So he's probably the greatest coach of all time. All right. The other great coaches of years gone by, I think Bowden and Spurrier, it'll have Florida and FSU will have a hard time ever topping that.
Yes,
I do. I didn't know that Georgia could top Vince Dooley, but they have.
Absolutely.
And Kirby Smart. Jim Harbaugh is a really good coach. He's off to the NFL. Coaches that are there now, I would imagine Kirby Smart and Ryan Day will top every list. But who's after that? Is Dabo next?
Yeah, I was interested in this list. Again, ESPN.
Let me ask you before you even go to the list.
Okay.
Let's assume Kirby, Ryan Day, and Dabo and all their titles are the top 3 of somebody's list. What then? Of current college coaches, where would you go then if you were ranking them in your mind?
Marcus Freeman?
See, I wouldn't. I love Marcus Freeman, and I know the ESPN guys.
I thought he outcoached Kirby.
Yeah, and he's
eliminating from the playoffs. He's a young coach, but that was a big win.
Yeah, if I went through coaches that are active today, I don't know where I'd go on that list. I think that's kind of
It's never been as shallow in terms of college football. The star power on the sideline. It's never been, I say never, but this is as low as it's been in a long time.
Because coaches that coached 100 years, I don't care if it's Paterno or Spurrier and Bowden or Saban or that big, long group of guys, Bob Stoops, that big conglomeration of coaches who every time you did this list, they made the top 10, are all gone.
Yes.
That whole group's gone now. So Kirby's still there. He's probably number 1. Ryan Day's number 2. This list we're looking at is Kirby 1, Ryan Day 2, Dabo 3. I don't know if Dabo's the 3rd best coach in the country. He's the 3rd most accomplished, at the very least.
I think he'd have. I mean, again, it's so shallow that I don't know that you could put anybody above Dabo.
Yeah, right. I mean, correct.
Honestly, you could have. I'd put Dabo 2nd over Ryan Day.
I mean,
Ryan Day was about to get fired.
Yeah.
And then, with the most talented team in the country, won the national title. And he deserves credit for that. But, I mean, how can you place a guy 2nd when he was going to get fired in December?
I hear you, but it speaks to where we are today.
Yeah.
I mean, this list has Kalen DeBoer as the 7th greatest coach in America. Now, look, maybe he'll be,
I wasn't impressed in year 1.
He's the 7th best coach in America.
It's ridiculous.
It's got the first. It's got Marcus Freeman 4. I think Marcus Freeman might turn out to be really good. It's a little early for me to your point, until I look around. Sark's 5. I think Sark's a really good.
Sark's a really good coach.
So I think that, and it's got Lanning 6, who I'm okay with that. But then DeBoer 7, James Franklin 8, is always on these lists.
He's to me, he's like the golfer.
Yeah.
He's like Colin Montgomery.
Right.
He's like the best player to never win a major kind of guy.
Right.
Now, I think that could change this year because they've got an unbelievable team. But yeah, for now, I mean, he's an underachiever, and he's 8th on the list.
This list, if you're finishing your top 10, Kyle Whittingham 9 from Utah, Matt Campbell from Iowa State 10. Whittingham 9, Campbell 10.
I mean, when is the Matt Campbell thing going to finally subside? How many years are we going to have to hear about Matt Campbell? And he never does. I mean, again, and I will say that is a graveyard program, and he's done a great job there. But I mean, do you? I don't feel like Matt Campbell is.
No, but that my point is, I agree with you. But my point is, there's nobody else to put there. I think
the guys that missed this list.
Jeff Brom. I think
was
a really good coach.
Yeah, Brian Kelly was the number one vote getter that did not make the top 10.
Right.
I think
he's a good coach.
I think he's okay.
Lane Kiffin's not on the list. Lincoln Riley's not on the list.
I'm not even sure Lincoln Riley got a vote on this thing. I'm looking at it now, and I don't see him. That's how far his star. Because if you'd done this 4 years ago, he'd been in the top 3.
Right, but correct. But after if you go on this list is if it's Kirby 1, Ryan Day 2, Dabo 3, and to your point, if you flip them, I hear you. But if they're the top 3, Marcus Freeman I like, Sark is 5th, Lanning 6th. If it's me, and maybe this is just my SEC homer, well, no, because Lincoln Riley's not. Before I go to Kalen DeBoer and James Franklin and Kyle Whittingham and Matt Campbell, I'm probably going Lincoln Riley. I'm probably going Lane Kiffin. I'm probably going Jeff Brom. I'm probably going Josh Heupel. I think I would put, maybe that's just my regionality other than Lincoln Riley, but I'd put them ahead of all these guys. I'd put that 4 ahead of this 4.
Yeah, and I think it's understandable. I mean, again, once you get beyond, there's Kirby Smart, and then there's a gap. And then I would say Dabo is second. I'm probably basing that more on what he did 6-7 years ago than the last couple of years. But Clemson is expected to have a really good season coming up, so maybe he's sort of figured some things out in the new landscape, and we'll see. Honestly, I think Sark might be 3. I still go back to what they did to Florida. Now, Texas had a bye week to prepare for the Gators in Austin last year. But they dismantled Florida's defense unlike anything I'd seen in a while. Because it wasn't about Florida getting out-athleted. They didn't know who to cover.
Right.
Because Sark had designed so many things specifically for that game, having the extra time. I think Texas scored 4 touchdowns where there wasn't a Gator defender within 20 yards of the guy that scored.
Yeah, and you're right. So Sark high. I'm with you. Sark high on the list. But the point is, there's just not a lot of guys now that are. Someone's going to roar to the top of this list with the championship. It'll be interesting to see who it is. Let's take a break. Let's talk more NFL in a moment. Pete Prisco waits on the other side. Stay with us.
Now, a PGA Championship update on 1010XL. Teed up by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 107th PGA Championship. The most recent member of the Grand Slam Club is kicking his week into gear.
Rory McIlroy has 4 feet for birdie at the 8th. This would be back-to-back, putter back, ball away, got it. Here comes Rory. He's made it back to even par. He is grinding here on a Friday afternoon.
Brian Katrick, the call on Sirius XM. McIlroy was 3 over on Thursday. Rory adds another birdie at 10, so McIlroy now in red numbers at 1 under, 7 off the lead. Jonathan Vegas in the clubhouse at 8 under. He's on top. Matthew Pavone, Ryan Gerard, and Alex Smalley all 6 under, 2 back. Max Homa and Matt Fitzpatrick are 5 under, 3 off the lead. Homa shooting 64 today, his best ever round at a major by 3 strokes. Scotty Scheffler, -4, 4 back. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell and Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell and Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell and Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Looking for a fun-filled evening the whole family can enjoy? Discover the thrill of indoor football. A fast-paced, action-packed sport where excitement meets family fun. Check out your hometown Sharks this Saturday, May 17th. Kickoff at 7. Ask about family 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 $10 food vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card. All for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Prosser here, looking for a fun-filled evening that the whole family can enjoy. Our Jacksonville Sharks are back in town this Saturday. Discover the thrill of indoor football. Fast-paced, action-packed sport where excitement beats family fun. This Saturday, May 17th, kickoff 7 o'clock. Ask about our family 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 $10 food vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card. All for only $100. For ticketing, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks!
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The PGA Championship is known for testing a golfer's all-around game. It's a very difficult putt to read. Hear updates and coverage of the PGA Championship. Teed up by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
Hey, don't buy a diamond at one of those big box corporate jewelers in the town center until you see what Beard's Diamonds can offer. Hicken here. Beard's Diamonds will give you a better price on a better quality diamond. Beards, they're not beholden to Wall Street. They are beholden to the people of Jacksonville. Why? Because they're the only locally owned jeweler in the town center. Yes, Beards has the best diamond selection in the region. No middleman prices on hand-picked diamonds. All shapes, all sizes. They also have the top bridal designers like Tacori and Verragio. And here's something else. Unlike the others, Beards doesn't have commissioned salespeople. Their experts get paid whether you buy something or not. So no pressure, ever. Their associates are diamond experts. They'll teach you how to buy a diamond the smart way. We're really lucky to have Beards here as a refreshing alternative. You get it all. No compromises, highest quality, personal service, no middleman pricing, and unbeatable guarantees. Beards Diamonds, the only locally owned jeweler. They're at the St. John's Town Center.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
When you hear Florida Gators baseball on 1010XL, it's brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators, and Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me. If you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Tucker Equipment Rentals. The Gators men's golf team is headed back to the national championships for the 5th consecutive season as they won the Burmerton Regional yesterday with a score of 28 under par at Gold Mountain Golf Club, led by Matthew Kress's runner-up finish at 11 under and Luke Poulter, who tied for 4th at 10 under. They'll tee it up next Friday, May 23rd at Omni La Costa Country Club for round 1 of nationals. The Gators women's lacrosse team survived a late push from Duke Blue Devils, who were down 11-2 and scored 7 unanswered. The Gators fended them off in the final minutes as they punched their ticket to the Final Four for the 2nd consecutive season, as they'll take on the top-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels next Friday at 3. It's 95 degrees at 5:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
We appreciate our friends from Showtime. Tomorrow, by the way, is third Saturday of the month. That means the monthly in-store card show is tomorrow, 9 until 4 at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Head there for that card show. The card shows are fantastic. There's never a bad time to go to Showtime, but really head over there during the card show. It's at the corner of Phillips and Chad. Of course, you find them on all the social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But tomorrow, today, get to Showtime for that card show. Pete Prisco joins us now. Pete, the schedule's out. Any surprises? Anything shock you when you saw the schedule league-wide?
There's some teams that have favorable schedules and some that don't. I mean, look at Buffalo's schedule; it's pretty favorable. I think they go west once, and so you look at their schedule and they say, okay, good team, but it's really a favorable schedule. 49ers have a real easy end of the season schedule. But you know what, though, Frank? We get so caught up in these schedules, and sometimes you look at them and you go, "Well, but boy, we were wrong about that team and that team and that team." And the schedule isn't quite as tough as you think it's going to be. So I'm not one to get so enamored with the schedule. I know there's certain teams, power teams, and they're going to be good. The Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens. Those are going to be good teams in the AFC. But the rest of them, you got to kind of sort it out and figure out what they're going to be. I mean, a couple of years ago, you would have thought Jacksonville was going to be one of the power teams of the AFC, and they fell off. So I'm not one to get so enamored with the schedule. I kind of look and see where games fall. If you're playing on the road, back to back, if you have a Thursday turnaround, that's tough, that kind of stuff, more so than who the opponents are.
I thought the Jaguars got a favorable schedule. What did you make of the good and the bad, in your opinion, with the Jags schedule?
Well, I think it's interesting they're going back to the bye after going overseas, which I think is something, you got to look at that and think, you know what, that's smart. I think there's been differing views on it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. You guys actually make the trip, and I can imagine when you get back from that trip, you're beaten down. And so I kind of like going back to that. I think, week 2 is a tough one. I mean, clearly you got to go to Cincinnati, so you'll know a little bit about yourself. I think getting Carolina week 1 is good. At Cincy will tell you how you are. Then you get division game at the 49ers. People think the 49ers are going to be down. I don't. I think they still have stars, and they just signed Brock Purdy today. Then, they get the Chiefs. But, you look at the end of the schedule, and you get your traditional Tennessee game. You get the Colts. You get the Broncos, which is a decent team, but you get the Jets. I think, you go Colts. No, you go Titans, Colts, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans. You could win 4 or 5 of those games if you're a good football team. And so I think that's something that's favorable to them down the stretch.
Pete, the Jags will be on the field for us to watch on Monday. For the first time, we get to see this whole team together with the free agents and the rookies and, of course, the returners. What would you watch if you were coming to practice on Monday? What would have your attention if you were walking those sidelines like we will be?
Well, I'd like to see how they're going to line up on, first couple snaps on that offensive line. I think there's going to be a lot of competition there for everybody. And so I'd like to see how they start, how it looks. How are those guys moving, and are they doing things differently? That's one thing I like to see. How's the receivers? And by that I mean Hunter. I think, and has Thomas taken his game to the next level? And then, it's hard to get a real evaluation of the interior guys, obviously, because you can't really hit anybody or do much. But I think when you look at, guys on the outside and the perimeter, I mean, the corners, is somebody jumping off the page there? How's Jones look? Has he improved? And then you got to look at some guys, when you look at, the running back situation and how that thing will kind of play out. I want to see what Tootin looks like with the ball in his hands. I mean, I love this tape, but again, you're going from college football to the NFL. We'll see how he is when he gets the ball in his hands. So there's a lot of things to look at, but I think those are some of the things I want to look at. But I'm sure you guys are in the same boat with the offensive line. How are they going to line up? Who's going to be where? Is everybody going to be in the same spot that they were a year ago? I think that's a lot of things.
If you're James Gladstone, armed with a bunch of third-round picks in the 26th draft, do you call Cincinnati about Trey Hendrickson?
No, because I think you have to pay him. And I think that's the concern. You trade the picks, and you got to pay him. And I don't think in their situation you can afford to do that. I just don't. He's 31. He wants a mega deal. The way you're building that team, I don't think that's something you would do. If you could get a veteran edge to come in and help for a cheap price, then maybe. Not a guy like Hendrickson. I think that explodes your salary cap figure, and I don't think you would be able to do that.
I get the sense nobody thinks that. I mean, obviously, they're not going to trade him unless it's to a team that is going to extend him, right? And I get that. I think he wants $25 million, I'm told. I don't think anyone's. What's going to happen? Where's that going to end?
Well, he's going to play the year. You know how those guys all sit there and talk with all that bluster. I'm going to sit out the year. I'm not going to do anything. And sure, you are. You're going to play because you're 31, and in the back of your mind you only have so many earning years in your body to go make that money. He's going to play. He will play. Now, whether that's for the Bengals or somebody else, he's going to play. But I think I'm with you, Frank. I don't think there's a real big, robust market out there for a guy who is that age, and he wants that big mega deal. I mean, if he would take a decent deal, one that's 3 years, 20-something million, then the Bengals would extend him. But clearly, he wants something bigger than that. He wants Myles Garrett kind of money, and I don't think teams are willing to give him that. So that's where the problem lies. If he's under contract for this season with the Bengals, you know what he's going to do? He's going to show up and go play football.
In terms of Brock Purdy, you mentioned that deal just got done a few minutes ago. 5 years, $265 million, $181 million guaranteed. Do you like that deal for the 49ers?
That's one of those damned if you do and damned if you don't deals. Because what do you do if you don't get him signed? I mean, do you go back into the pool and start looking for another quarterback? And remember, when you look back at that draft in 2022 when he was picked, it saves their draft. They traded that first-round pick and a couple others to go get Trey Lance, and he busted. And the rest of that draft wasn't very good. And then you got to look at it and you go, okay, well, they got him, so it kind of saved the draft. I think he played well last year, showing that he could play when he didn't have everything around him going great. Again, Trent Williams was out. McCaffrey was out. Ayuk was out. Samuel wasn't the same player. Now he's gone. But I think you saw him play to a level that you go, okay, he can carry this team, and when everything's good, he really can carry the team. So, again, is he one of the elite of the elite? No, but Dak Prescott got a big contract, and you probably wouldn't say he's one of the elite.
Yeah. I mean, the Prescott's a great comparison. The quarterback just gets paid, Pete, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. You can be great, elite, pretty good, but if you're the established starter and you're young, you get paid. I mean, they all get paid, right?
Well, I mean, all you got to do is look in Jacksonville. He got paid. And there's a lot of people around the league that question whether he should have been paid. But you have to pay him. You're almost, again, when you use a first-round overall pick on a guy, he flashes star potential at moments when he's on the field, you have to pay him, because what are your options if you don't? Now, this is a big year for him. We all know that. If he goes in there and plays really well, then you have your guy. If he doesn't, then you got major questions going forward. So, again, I'm with you, Frank. You have to pay the guy, or else you're out there doing what everybody else is doing, the old quarterback dance. The Giants trade back in to get Jackson Dart and hope he's your guy. The Browns, look at their mess because they did trade and go pay a quarterback, and it didn't work out. So I'm with you. I think you have to pay the quarterback if you think he's that guy, and particularly if he's a homegrown guy like Brock Purdy.
What do you think the Colts will do at quarterback?
I mean, I think they're going to have a competition with Daniel Jones and Richardson. I think that's what it's going to be this year. And this regime,
I think just one guy starts 1 week, one guy says it's just that kind of year where Daniel Jones starts 8 games and Richardson starts 9 games.
I think you could see where if a guy's not playing well, they pull him. Yeah, I think it's going to be that kind of situation. And whoever's starting is going to be looking over his shoulder the entire time. I don't think there's any question about that. Now, that has to be if Richardson makes strides, because, he was has major questions. He got to stay on the field. He's been hurt a lot in his career. But again, this regime has to win. They haven't won a division since Andrew Luck was there. I mean, and they still stay. Chris Ballard's been there the entire time. They have to win. So I think there might be more impetus to play the guy that they think is more ready to win right now. Now, if that's Daniel Jones, then I think he opens the season as starting quarterback.
Final question, Pete. Any other moves left? I mean, obviously Aaron Rodgers is either going to play or he's not going to play. Trey Hendrickson's is holding out for now. But are there any moves you see coming? Anything that'll get anybody's attention, or do we pretty much have the teams pretty much have the 53 they're playing with?
Well, there's Ramsey still sitting out there.
That's right.
I mean, Jalen Ramsey's still out there for whoever wants him, and the Dolphins have kind of painted themselves into a corner. I mean, that was the dumb thing to do by coming out and doing that. Now, what do you do? What if you can't trade him? You can't bring him back now.
Right.
So I don't know what they do. So they're in a tough situation. And then who wants him? I mean, who wants to? Seriously, and I ask that question seriously. He's got a big contract. You're going to have to eat a bunch of the money to take him on. But here's the other part of it. Do you want him on your team? I mean, the guy's had problems. He was a problem in Jacksonville. He was a problem with the Rams, contrary to what people out there think. And he was a problem in Miami. And Vic Fangio, when he was there, he hated him. He didn't get along last year. So, do you want to bring that guy into your team if you're a young team, and if you're a veteran team? Do you want to bring him in at that money if you have some cap issues? So I think there's going to be a hard sell for the Miami Dolphins to trade him.
Yeah, it really is. It only takes one, but you're exactly right.
Do the Panthers close it out tonight, Pete?
Yes. You know what? Look, I mean, and last week I wasn't on with you guys because I was at the Bahamas, and I was sitting at the bar Friday night, and the people next to me from Toronto, and they were winning 2-0. They're up in that game, and I looked at them and I go, you know exactly what's happening. You haven't won since 1967. This thing's going to turn around in about 2 seconds. There are certain franchises in sports, and you guys know them, the Clippers. Some people will say the Jaguars. No matter what they do, something's always going to go wrong in the key moment. It's always going to go. And that's what happened to Toronto. They came back and won that game. They won another one. Then they won up there, and now they come home and they close them out tonight. Absolutely.
Pete Prisco talking hockey smack in the Bahamas. Might be one of the greatest things in the history of the world.
By the way, when they scored the game winner, I jumped up and went, yes! And there was a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, old lady, about three stools down from me, and she gave me the word. My wife goes, oh, my God, she's ready to kill you.
That's awesome. Pete Prisco checking in from CBS. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right. That is always brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. One more time now. The third Saturday of the month is always the monthly in-store card show, and then that's tomorrow from 9 until 4 at Showtime. Head over there. It's located on Phillips Highway at Chad. You'll be glad you did. Hayes has headlines coming up. Stay with us.
Take the straightaway at 200 miles an hour.
He's got him. Oh, there it goes.
It's NASCAR's All-Star Race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Sunday night, NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on Jacksonville's NASCAR station 1010XL.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass, there's one name I trust, and that's Lee Encased Glass. Mirrors, custom showers, tabletops, even foggy glass windows, they handle all that. And they've been doing it right since long before I ever picked up a mic. Local, family-owned, and part of this community, just like we are. They've taken great care of me, including our brand-new walk-off offices. Guys, they did a great job, and I promise they'll do the same for you. Lee Encased, it's the clear choice. Check them out at leeencasedglass.com.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Our Showtime in-store card show is tomorrow. That's tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Nearly 20 tables of card options to shop from. Always the third Saturday of the month. Tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. at Showtime. Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The 2025 season schedule has dropped, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be at the bank to watch Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jaguars take on the biggest names in the NFL. Don't miss your favorite matchup and secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. See you this fall, Jags fans.
Yes, sir. That's the best decision. I love it.
May is Military Appreciation Month, and Nimnik proudly salutes the brave men and women who serve and have served this country. As a thank you, they're offering an additional $750 off select new Chevrolets, and every vehicle purchased at Nimnik supports K9s for Warriors. So from all the folks at Nimnik, thank you for service and sacrifice. It's also truck season at Nimnik. Did you know that? This month you can save up to $12,000 off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. That's right, 0% financing. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnik Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground ready for you to explore. And with their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnik. Available now, the all-new Silverado EV, designed to go the difference. So you get the deal. It's truck season. All kind of trucks available. And in May, we celebrate the military. That's what's going on at Nimnik. Head there today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power Charge that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hunters Know Patience is part of the game.
Just got to keep hunting.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnik Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather starting to turn for the better, look ahead. Get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are best in the business. If you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Anthony. Have you been charged with a crime? You don't have to face it alone. I'm here for you. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me.
285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW in the 904.
Ever wonder where your food comes from? Give back to the good old days with fresh produce delivered to you from local family farms. Subscribe today at doorbellfarms.com, connecting real people with real family farms.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here. Dylan Denmark sitting in for JJ LaSelva, who's taking in Braves at Red Sox tonight. So that'll be fun to hear from JJ on Monday about his trip. I'm Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we are going to start with the Jaguars OTA that we will get a chance to watch on Monday. We've sort of talked about alignment stuff we're going to look at. Give me a sense of what you think Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter will look like, and De'Ami Brown will look like our first impression receiving passes from Trevor Lawrence.
I think we're going to be wowed by that. Of all the things we talked about watching and wanting to watch, I think we're going to be wowed by that. I keep hearing there's something there with De'Ami Brown. Nobody in the world's talking about him because Brian Thomas Jr. returns after his marvelous rookie year, and everybody's talking about Travis Hunter as they should be. But I can tell you, in that building, they're excited about all three, number 7, number 12, and number 5. And I think if they stay healthy, it's going to be spectacular. How Liam Cohen combines the routes, we'll see. We don't know that yet. We haven't seen him call plays here before, but I can't wait to watch it. I think that's first for me in terms of enjoyment. Intrigue at some other spots, who lines up where. But in terms of enjoyment, that's first for me.
Let's get into college football. Our good buddy Matt Hayes wrote a really interesting story about how Florida State is looking to beef up their non-conference. We saw this last week. Clemson and Notre Dame agreed to a 12-year deal, 12-year series. The ACC now putting a premium on the ratings in terms of that extra revenue that you can get. Who are some opponents that you think would be good for Florida State to reach out to?
Well, I think they're going to try and I think they're going to go right to the top of the blue blood list. I think, and I mean all of it. I think you're going to see, it doesn't matter the conference. I think you're going to see, obviously Notre Dame, because Notre Dame plays the ACC teams, but I think Michigan, Ohio State, Texas, Oklahoma, the blue blood Alabama, who they're playing this year. I think you go to the top of the blue blood list. By the way, Louisville's desperately trying to, have you seen it? Desperately trying to play more teams. Clemson just signed up with Notre Dame. The word is out. A, if you play these teams, you get better ratings and you make more money. B, it's okay if you lose to them, because if you have a really good schedule, you can lose 2 or 3 times and still get in the tournament. I think if you combine those two things, the fact that the ACC is making it clear their payout's going to be based on how you rate, and B, you can get in the tournament with 2 or 3 losses, everybody's going to start doing it. So to your question, I think Michigan, Ohio State, Texas, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, USC, I think blue blood names, that's who moves the ratings needle. Okay, blue blood names. You know, there may be a year where BYU or Boise are better than Texas or Oklahoma, but they're not going to rate like Texas and Oklahoma, and that's who you're going to try and play.
I thought that was a stroke of genius by Clemson to schedule Notre Dame for it, because that doesn't count toward the Notre Dame ACC quota.
Right.
So wow, I mean, just because that's, you can't get better than Notre Dame. I mean, that was really smart on Clemson's part to get that revenue. We will get you to the PGA Championship and give you our Loser Monday update. So JJ's guy, Scotty Scheffler, is at 4 under through 12. I haven't seen what he's done on 13, but Scheffler was 4 under. Bryson DeChambeau, my guy reluctantly, is at 3 under after a 68 today. And Frank, Rory McIlroy, your guy, is starting to kind of have to hang on here. He entered the day at 3 over, but got hot. And now a couple of bogeys in a row is now 1 over. He's playing with Scheffler, so he's headed to did he just par the 13th?
He did. He chipped it really close. I'll tell you what he's done, though. He was 4 under for the day. He got it from 3 over to 1 under, and then it looked like he was about to make one of those charges. Then he went back-to-back bogeys, and both times it's what gets him. Bad tee balls. Twice he missed back-to-back fairways, and both of those became bogeys. On this par 3, you and Dylan were watching it live. He had a great shot, it looked like, spun back, came down the hill, and rolled back probably 50 yards to the fairway, but then he had a great chip to about a foot out and knocked it in. So he's 1 over. The cut looks like it's going to be 1 over. So, it's I said this before. In our little bet, DeChambeau is 3 under. But I said, and a minute ago, McIlroy was 1 under. I said, if he could catch DeChambeau, I'd feel good, because DeChambeau is not used to playing four rounds. We've seen it already. So, but yeah, work to do for sure for our guy. As for the tournament overall, Johnny Vegas continues to lead.
Oh, wow. And Scheffler did just bogey. So he is now 3 under for the tournament.
Tied with DeChambeau.
And this group that includes Xander Schauffele, we're going to get to Xander momentarily as we talk about the cut line, because Xander's got the longest active cut streak, and that is in jeopardy. This group, Scheffler, Rory, and Schauffele, they started on the front 9, so they still have the green mile, 16, 17, and 18, that they will have to deal with as they close their Friday round. Let's talk about the cut line. It's projected. It kind of keeps bouncing from 1 over to 2 over. I think it's going to settle at 2 over, but right now it is projected at 1. Some players that are in jeopardy. Xander Schauffele is 2 over right now, so needs to get some work done. Justin Thomas, who was a popular pick, I gave him a lot of thought having the 3rd selection in our Loser Monday of taking JT. He will not be around unless something monumental happens. He's at 3 over and done for the day. I doubt the cut line's going to go to 3, so JT probably not going to be playing this weekend. That's a shock, really, considering how well he'd been playing in recent tournaments. He won the PGA at Quail Hollow in 2017, so had some great history here, but a disappointing result for Justin Thomas. Ludwig Åberg will not make the cut. Hideki Matsuyama is going home. Brooks Koepka with just a total meltdown. He's not even close. He was 9 over last I checked. And Justin Rose, who almost won the Masters, lost to Rory McIlroy in that great Sunday finish and then the playoff. Justin Rose really played poorly over these last 2 days. So some notable players that will not be around for the weekend.
It's a hard sport, Hayes. It's a hard sport, and the course is playing tough. You're right about that. Justin Thomas has just been so up and down. When I thought he was about done, he played great to start the season. Now he misses a cut when it looks like he's been playing very well. And by the way, McIlroy's not out of the woods now.
No, he's not.
He's at 1 over, and that looks like it's going to be the cut. He can't have another bogey, and to your point, he's got some tough holes coming up, so we'll see. It didn't go the way everybody thought it would go, by the way, and I do wish you had taken JT since you were considering it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it to the NBA. The Nuggets forced Game 7 by beating Oklahoma City 119-107 last night. Jamal Murray under the weather, but scored 25 points with 8 rebounds and 7 assists.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to – it goes back to Oklahoma City now. I don't think they're going to win – I don't think they're going to win there, but they've made an interesting series. By the way, do you like the 52-80 on the jerseys?
No, but I don't like. I'm not a big jersey guy, and I hate that it seems like the NBA again, I barely watch it, but it seems like every time they've got like a new jersey.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I get the mile high, the elevation.
Yeah. Well,
but I wasn't a big fan.
When the 52-80 is on the court and it's on their jerseys. Again, I'm a public school guy. It took me about a minute or two. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Got it.
The only reason is just being in Mile High Stadium before, and they have it splashed everywhere.
Oh, the 52-80 they do? Okay.
But
once I see what they're doing. I see what you did there.
Yeah. But anyway.
But I think Oklahoma City's going to win. It's going to go back home.
Who do you think Minnesota would rather play?
Because Oklahoma City's been so good. Probably Denver. Yeah. Even though Denver's got Jokic and Murray.
I was thinking maybe you'd rather play Oklahoma City because they're untested, going that deep. But they've been so good this year. They have been, and they're really deep and certainly have a lot of star power. The Knicks get another chance to close the Celtics out tonight in Game 6 at Madison Square Garden. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock. Who wins?
I think the Knicks, but they better. I think you've heard me say this, you've worked with me long enough. I'm a big believer that in 7-game series, teams that win Game 6 almost always win the series. If the team that's up 3-2 does, because the series then ends. If the team that's down 3-2 wins, then they've got momentum as you go into the pressure-packed game. So I really believe teams that win Game 6 in series like this almost always win, and I think that'll be the case tonight. I think if the Knicks win, I think the Knicks are going to win tonight. But if the Knicks don't win, I think the Celtics are either going to get closed out tonight or they're going to win 2 in a row.
Interesting. Let's get into Major League Baseball. The Braves beat the Nationals last night to get to 500 at 22-22 after an 0-7 start to the season. Atlanta plays at Boston tonight at 7:10. The Braves are 6 games back of the Mets in the NL East, so starting to figure some things out.
Yeah, they're not. I told you, I watched them against the Pirates last week. JJ and I talked about this. They're not a great offensive team, but they can pitch in there. They play defense. Remember now, they're 22-15 after that start. 22-15 in that stretch is probably among the best in baseball. So after the 0-7 start, they've been one of the better teams in baseball. The Braves are going to be fine.
Aaron Judge is off to a sensational start for the Yankees. He is batting .412, which leads Major League Baseball by like 42 points.
Correct.
He's tied for the lead in home runs with 15, and he leads the Bigs in RBI with 41. The Yankees are 25-18 and lead the AL East by 4 games. Aaron Judge looks like he's going to win another MVP.
He's got 41 RBIs in the middle of May. Baseball people, digest this for a second. 41 RBI. We're in the middle of May. Now, I know the season starts a little earlier than it used to, but the middle of May?
Yeah, they've only played 43 games.
I mean,
he's on pace for like 150 RBI.
This could really be that season for the ages for him. I don't, because it's him. Now, nobody stays hot forever.
Right.
But because it's him, I would not be surprised if at the end of the year our jaws drop at the season he had.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get to college baseball. Florida continues its amazing surge, overcoming a 5-0 deficit to defeat visiting Alabama 7-6 last night. The Gators are now 14-14 in SEC play after a 1-11 start. Game 2 is tonight at 6:30. Big win last night, Frank, but at a cost.
Yeah, it was a great win for them. They came back from 5-0. Brody Donay hit the 2-run homer late in the game, and then Jake Clemente, who's become one of the best closers in college baseball, closed it down. They have overcome everything. Bad start, injuries, all the like. But losing Luke Heyman, their catcher, who's so good, Hayes. He is one of the best catchers in college baseball. He was hitting .301 with 13 homers and 44 RBI. He was throwing out runners at a pretty good clip. He's a real good defensive catcher, and the pitchers really trusted him. He was batting in the 3-hole for Florida. I don't know that they overcome this one. They've overcome just about every other loss. I don't know that they overcome them. Now, listen, they're really good anyway, but that's your best player. One of your other best players is Sheldon. I said this to you before. There are 8 best players before the season, in my opinion. Kyle Jones, Cade Curlin, Colby Shelton, Bobby Bozer, Luke Heyman, Brody Donay, and the 2 pitchers, Peterson and Clemente. That's their 8 best players. 4 gone for the year. 4 gone for the year. Pretty amazing.
That really is. That's what a blow. In terms of RPI in college baseball, this is really interesting in terms of the teams that we cover. Georgia having an unbelievable year. The Bulldogs are first in RPI. The Gators have moved all the way up to 11, and Florida State is 12. So 3 teams that we obviously pay a lot of attention to in awesome position as we get closer to the postseason.
Yeah, Link Jarrett has rebuilt that FSU program. They are really good. They're as good as advertised, and he's done a great job making it that way. They will be in Omaha, I would imagine. Georgia might have as good a program as there is in the country. As Georgia and Tennessee have become great programs. And again, you don't want to see the Gators in the postseason. Oklahoma State found that out last year. Clemson found that out last year. Kentucky found that out when they finally got to Omaha and Florida ruled them to send them home. You don't want to see the Gators, even without Heyman, even if Colby Shelton doesn't make it back. You don't want to see those Gators in the postseason.
We had a magnificent time at JU yesterday. UNF ends up routing the Dolphins 15-4. The series resumes tonight at JU.
And look, JU's had a much better season than UNF, but UNF is coming on, man. They've won 4 in a row. JU's now lost 6 in a row. Overall, if UNF wins the next 2 games, they finished with the exact same conference record. And that's a big change from where these two teams were even 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Give us a walk-off update. You've got the golf tournament coming up. Tell us all about it.
Thank you for asking. Our Walk-Off Charities golf tournament comes up. It's on June 9th. You can find out more by going to walkoffcharities.com. It's been a great year. We are very blessed. We have over 1,000 kids in our league, spring league. We've never had that many. 77 teams are playing baseball for free. Kids who ordinarily wouldn't have been able to. We finished yet another year of clinics, our 8th year of clinics. It's been a great year. The city council's been so kind to help us build out a facility to help raise even more money for these children. So we're in a good place. We're very blessed to help children of Jacksonville. It's my passion. It's the most important thing to me these days, other than my faith and my family, and I'm loving every minute of it. And I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk about it. But the golf tournament, not sold out yet. All the sponsors are in. We have probably about 7 or 8 foursomes left, so it's selling fast. WalkOffCharities.com. We're all going to be out there. It'll be at Deer Creek Country Club June 9th. Love to see you out there.
Yeah, fantastic. Look forward to it, and we will get you out for the weekend on our musical note, because on this date, the Beach Boys released Pet Sounds in 1966, making this the 59th anniversary of this revolutionary album. This was the 11th album from the band. It is considered one of the most influential albums in rock history. The album begins with this classic, Wouldn't It Be Nice, but also features God Only Knows. The Beach Boys were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988.
It really is. If you haven't heard the album, every cut is amazing. It is one of the best albums ever written. Brian Wilson took forever to write it. There's even a movie about that. It probably is, along with Rumors and Hotel California and Pick Your Favorite Beatles album, among the greatest albums, really, really, of all time. Well done, as always. Thank you. We'll be back. We'll wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a PGA Championship update on 1010XL. Teed up by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 107th PGA Championship, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Sweltering afternoon in Charlotte, and big names trying to put themselves in position for the weekend. In some cases, just trying to make it to the weekend. Last year's PGA champion, Xander Schauffele, drains a long birdie at 12 to hit 2 over. He's just outside the cut line at the moment. Jonathan Vegas leads at 8 under. He shot 1 under 70 today. Back-to-back bogeys for Rory McIlroy at 11 and 12 after he had climbed to 1 under. So McIlroy back to 1 over for the week, 9 back. Two-time Masters champ Scottie Scheffler is 4 under, 4 back, along with Big Harry Hall, the 6'4 Englishman playing in his first PGA championship and second career major. Cut line at +1 right now. Some notables on the outside: Jordan Spieth +2, Justin Thomas, Hideki Matsuyama, Ludwig Oberg at +3. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NASCAR Cup Series running its all-star race on Sunday night in North Wilkesboro, the track measuring 0.6 of a mile. This is prior to the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte Memorial Day weekend. Ryan Blaney, the betting favorite to win the all-star race at plus 550. Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson are both at plus 600. Christopher Bell, who has 3 victories this season, is plus 700 to win the all-star race. Joey Logano is at plus 800. Chase Elliott and William Byron are both at plus 900. Prior to the main event, the All-Star Open race will be run 100 laps with 3 participants from that race moving on to the finale. Ty Gibbs, the favorite to win that race, at plus 175. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010 XL.
Hey there, Jacksonville. With scorching temperatures just around the corner, it's crucial to ensure your AC is blowing nice and cool. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is here to keep you comfortable all summer long. But don't wait until the heat gets here. Our service techs are ready right now to handle any cooling issues you may have at your home or business. Call Duck Duck AC today at 904-862-6769 to schedule. That's 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning. Online at duckduckac.com.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Come in, Linda. Over.
We got a sea of new vehicles and they're priced so low they're rocking the boat. Come check out our biggest selection of inventory with prices that don't break the bank and our wow ya experience that will ensure smooth sailing for your next car purchase. Plus, take advantage of our peace of mind warranties, transparent pricing to provide you with a peace of mind. You better beat the surge and head to the all-new Beaver Toyota or Chevrolet for the car buying experience you deserve.
Need a fast casual option that's healthy, fresh, and delicious? Choose the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Gyros, salads, hummus, and more made completely fresh right as you order. Off 210 in St. John's Parkway. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through May 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Coatings, your floor's missing piece. Premium flooring, take our advice. Home business, affordable price. Driveways, pool decks, garage doors, beautiful patios, and more to explore. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Leon Cersei here. Let's be real. I used to eat like a lineman because I was one. And man, those habits are hard to break. I needed help to stop with the munchies and lose weight. But now, I'm bringing sexy back. I call Physician Guided Weight Loss. Their medical team is helping me shed pounds safely with a custom plan to help me slim down. And their firm pricing means same price every month. Hey, you want to bring sexy back? Visit Physician Guided Weight Loss at pgweightloss.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, when a customer goes to buy a diamond, how do they know what they are getting?
Frank, that's a good question because what they know comes from the assurances given by the seller, and they can only judge based on the knowledge and reputation of the selling store. Now, over the last 25 years, I've seen some customers misled, and unfortunately, Underwoods was the bearer of bad news too many times. In the 1980s, we saw diamonds brought in with exaggerated grades and no laboratory grading reports. Then in the 90s, we saw some of the poorest cut diamonds ever, even though they had laboratory reports on weight, color, and clarity. Then the American Gem Society opened a laboratory and started grading diamonds for cut, and poorly cut diamonds got priced for what they were. Now we see diamonds from the internet and other places where diamonds are bought sight unseen with a lab report and a bogus appraisal. Unfortunately, not all those diamonds match the reports they're sold with, but how would a customer know? Probably today more than ever, the truest statement is, if you don't know diamonds, you better know a jeweler you can trust.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com, powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, where have we been in the show today? We have certainly talked about the Jaguars. Who we're going to watch? We're looking forward to that. We'll be on the practice field on Monday watching the Jags, this whole new team together for the first time, at least to our eyes. We're looking forward to that. We've talked about the PGA, how they have, how our guys have done, and who's at the top of the leaderboard. And, of course, Pete Prisco stopped by to talk all about the NFL. We even talked about college coaches, who's good and who's not, and that's where we've been in the program. Now let's say hello to Hack.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
You'll be out there Monday.
I will be. I'm scheduled to talk with Eric Murray. Looking forward to that.
Cool. Who are you going to watch? Who do you want to watch?
The first couple of OTAs, I like to watch the new guys, whether it be the new free agents or obviously the rookies. And I'll have to pick my guy. It's like a tradition, unlike any other.
Pick a guy.
Got to pick a guy. My one claim to fame, and Leon Searcy can back me up on this. About 5 years ago, I went out there and I said, I like 42. 42 is going to be my guy. And that turned into Andrew Dewey Wingard.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? So you'll pick a guy.
I'll pick a guy. I'll pick a guy that I'll be rooting for.
Right, but you can't pick Travis Hunter.
No.
It's an unknown guy.
A relatively unknown guy. I had no idea who Andrew Wingard was the first time I saw him.
He's become Dewey.
He's Dewey, man. He's a great guy.
All right. Big weekend plan?
Yeah, a little bit. We're going to have Mommy's got some stuff going on tomorrow, so me and Forrest are going to have a kind of a daddy Sunday. Maybe a park, some lunch. Maybe some soccer involved. So yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Solid day.
He's actually at swim lessons. I'm getting videos right
now.
now.
Busy between ice skating and swimming.
He is. He is. We're getting a lot done at the age of 6.
What's coming up tonight?
A lot of Jaguar talk. Obviously, going into OTAs, we'll keep people updated on the PGA Championship as well, and our AFC East preview concludes. We'll take a look at the New York Football Jets and their offseason.
All right. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Attacker After Dark, and it comes up right now. Folks, that'll do it for our program. Thanks for being part of it all week long. We'll see you again on Monday. Monday, we'll have been at the Jaguars practice. We'll tell you what we thought of the team, seeing them together for the first time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Dylan, nice work filling in. We appreciate you. For Dylan, the absent JJ, and for Hayes Carline, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.